and welcome to another food preparation and nutrition demonstration video. And today we are going to be making scones. So as always, first thing you want to do when you come into the room is make sure your hands are nice and clean, so go and wash them, and then we need to go and collect our equipment. Now for this lesson we're going to need a metal bowl, as always it's going to be on your teacher's desk, as will be what we call a palette knife, so one of these. You're going to need a metal tray, which are going to be in your metal cupboards underneath the sinks, and one of the parchment sheets as well. And you're also going to need a sieve today, and these sieves are going to be in your plastic cupboards because your ones are plastic, and they're going to be in that middle cupboard just in front of you. So, first thing we're going to do today then for scones, we need to make sure we preheat our ovens. So we're going to get straight to our ovens, make sure my sockets are up here. I'm going to turn the left hand dial to the fan, and we need to preheat our ovens to 220 degrees. So we're going to turn that temperature right the way around to 220, so nice and hot. So it's going to take a bit of time for the oven to get to temperature. That's why we need to get those ovens on straight away. So, first thing we need to do then in terms of the cooking is we need to start mixing our ingredients to make our dough for our scones. Now for scones, first thing we're going to do is put our flour into the metal bowl. Now, we don't want to dump the flour in, we need to make sure we actually sieve the flour. Now we sieve the flour as this is going to help our scones to rise and be a little bit fluffier rather than dense and hard and obviously quite small. So what we're going to do is put the sieve over our metal bowl, and we're just going to pour that flour into the sieve, like so. And I'm also going to add my bicarbonate soda, baking powder, not bicarbonate soda, baking powder, excuse me, which we will provide for you, and our sugar. I'm going to sieve all of that through at the same time, so it doesn't take too long. I'm just going to sieve that through. You might be able to see on this camera how it looks a lot fluffier now, even just in that bowl from doing this. Make sure it all goes through, just press it through. You want all of it. There we go. And you can see on this camera here, that looks a lot fluffier than what it did before. So, what we're going to do now is we need to add our butter. And when we add the butter, we're going to do our rubbing in method. So what that means is, I'm going to take a small pinch of butter at a time, and I'm going to rub the butter between my fingers and the flour. So I'm trying to rub the butter into the flour. So this bit takes a little bit of time, but once you get used to it, you'll be able to speed up throughout the lesson. So it's called the rubbing in method. So I'm going to take a small pinch of butter. So I'm going to break a piece off. Oh, mine's really hard. There we go. Get it in there and just rub that butter between your fingers. You want to break that up. Now my butter's just come out of the fridge, so it's a bit harder. You'll get yours out of the fridge and probably wait 10 minutes before you do this. So mine's going to just rub that butter in, just like so. So you see on this camera, I'm just picking up bits of butter and I'm just rubbing it between my fingers with the flour. Now eventually what this is going to do, this is going to make like a breadcrumb consistency, and that's what we're looking for, something that looks a bit more like breadcrumbs rather than just big globules of butter and little bits of flour. Okay, so we're going to rub that in, squash it and rub it between our fingers like so. Now what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to make you watch this entire process, so what I'm going to do is just get this done and then we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, welcome back. So I finished my rubbing in method, so it's just literally, as I say, rubbing that flour and that butter between your fingers. You can see from this camera here, I've now got sort of a more breadcrumb consistency rather than sort of just loose flour. Okay, so now what we need to do is start adding the liquid and turning it into a dough. Now this is the part where I would say most students who get it wrong do it during this stage, and it's because what they try and do, they try and add their milk far too quickly. Okay, and if you put too much milk in, it goes into this gooey, sticky, horrible mess, and that is what we are obviously going to try and avoid today. Alright, so we add a tiny bit of milk at a time, and then we mix that fully in, adding a little bit. Now as you see from the ingredients, we need 110 millilitres of milk, and chances are you will not need all of it. Okay, so once it starts coming together and you can actually pick it up and stick it and shape it into whatever it is, into a ball or whatever, that is when you want to stop. You don't need to add more milk. We don't want this wet, sticky, horrible mess. So what I'm going to do, get my milk, and as I say, I'm going to add the tiniest amount at a time. So a little tiny amount, as you can see, get my palette knife, and I'm just going to fold that in to the mixture, scraping it, scraping the bottom, scraping the sides, and so, you know, getting it all completely, fully mixed in. And you'll start to see straight away, when you add liquid to this, it starts to form the dough. So from here, you can see, mixing that in. And once that's fully mixed in, I'm going to get some milk and add a tiny few drops more. Lovely. And just keep folding that in with your palette knife, mixing it, scraping the sides and scraping the bottom. You don't want any of the dough just to stick to the bottom. We need to make sure we have it all mixed in to that flour and butter. So mixing it in like so. Okay. Lovely, jubbly. And here. And keep going, keep mixing it in. As you can see, I've still got lots of milk left, and I'm just, you can see hopefully on this camera here, it's just starting now to form together. Okay. Oh, lost a little bit out of the bowl there. Scraping the sides, make sure it's all mixed in. Yeah, looking good. A bit more milk. And I say the key here is a little tiny bit at a time. And you'll feel as you're mixing, it's starting to get obviously a bit more dense. Obviously before it was a nice light, fluffy breadcrumb. Now it's starting to form that dough, so it becomes a bit more difficult to mix it around the bowl. But it's still important we scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, and make sure we get that mixture in. Now with scone dough, with the dough that we're making for the scones, it's important, we don't really want to handle it very much. We don't want to, it's not like a pizza dough where we're going to start kneading it for 5-10 minutes and letting it prune. It's a different kind of dough that we'd have done before. So it's just trying to bring it together. And it's very easy, and it's happened to me a lot as well, not just the students, where you add too much milk and you just go that a little bit too far and you end up with this big sticky mess. So see if I can bring that together now. I'm just testing it to see if it's together or not. So when I squash that dough in, it still crumbles a little bit underneath like so. So I'm not a million miles away because I can feel that dough starting to come together and take shape. So I don't want to be adding too much more milk, because if I go too much more, it is going to start going that sticky horrible mess that I don't want. So I'm now just going to start literally almost dribbling it onto my fingers and adding that to the dough like so, and trying to bring it all together so it's a nice consistency. You can start to see it, I can shape my dough now and it doesn't fall apart, and I've still got that much milk left. So you see when I said you don't need all of your milk, if you went all of my milk there, it would go into this horrible sticky nasty mess. So now what we need to do is shape it into making our scone. So all you do for this is, again, we're not kneading it, we're not doing anything like that. What I want to do is try and flatten out my dough so it's the same depth as one of these cutters. Now these cutters will be on your desk ready for you to share between all of you. So all I do is press my dough down to try and get it to that sort of thickness. And I'm going to get my cutter, just lightly pat it and flatten it out, and get my cutter, and I'm just going to cut down, remove the dough from the outside, and very carefully, if I can, pick that up and place it on my baking tray. Now with the rest of the dough, bring the dough back together, Just roll it so you flatten it out, bringing the dough together again. Get your cutter and cut. And as you can see, I've probably got maybe for one more if I'm lucky. Shape it so it's the right size. There we go, might get one more out of there, just. There we go. And then place that on the baking tray. Now these are going to go in your oven for 12 minutes. As soon as you get those in the oven, you can start washing up your desks, your bowls, your metal bowl, your palette knives, your sieves and your measuring jugs, etc. Try and get everything nice, clean and tidy before the alarm for your oven goes off. Okay? Right. Have a little cutscene there and I'll see you once my scones come out of the oven. See you soon. Welcome back. So the alarm or the bell has just got off on my oven, so we're just about to take them out. Now remember, they're going to be hot, so whenever we take anything out of the oven, you're going to want to make sure you're wearing oven gloves. Now obviously I've got some heat mats down, because I'm going to put my hot things on top of the heat mats. When you take them out of the oven from your lesson, you're just going to put them straight on top of your oven tops, okay, on your hobs, alright? Don't put anything hot on the work surfaces, as they will burn, okay? But just for the sake of the cameras, I put mine here, alright? So, put my oven gloves on, open up my oven, turn my oven off as well, open my oven, slide them out, there we go, and you can see, hopefully, from the camera to the side there, that this one, obviously was my leftover, it didn't rise very well, but these ones have risen really quite nicely, and they're nice, firm, yeah, nice, and again, nice, and they don't stick to the bottom, and you've got some nice scones there. Now obviously when I serve these, you can serve it with jam and cream. Now obviously which way round you do it is always another argument, whether you put the jam on first or the cream on first, but I look forward to seeing the photos you upload to Satchel One. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we look forward to seeing your creations next time. See you soon.